Hello Chantilly High School students, this is Mr. Sousa from Subschool 1. I have once again taken over the nightly news desk so I can bring you all of the important information you are going to need for the upcoming academic advising process. It is my pleasure to talk you through this process, offer some advice, and ensure each and every one of you that you will be prepared when you meet with your school counselor to select classes for next year. What is academic advising, you ask? Well, this is the annual event when you get to meet one-on-one with your school counselor to review the classes you are currently taking, discuss classes for next year, and also think about how those selections fit into your 4-year high school plan with an eye on graduation. You and your counselor will review your transcript, you will go over diploma options, and you will also begin to discuss plans for after high school, be that a 4-year college, a 2-year college, the military, an apprenticeship, a gap year, or something else. Now, before we can get into the nitty-gritty of academic advising, there are a few things that all students are going to need before you begin selecting classes. The first is the course selection guide that can be found online. We have created a specific Google site for academic advising that all CHS students will have access to. This site will contain direct links to the FCPS course offerings and will also have tabs for each specific graduating class with information about the classes offered here at Chantilly. The second thing you will need is the course selection sheet. Every class offered at Chantilly is listed on this double-sided document. All students will be expected to fill out the sheet before you meet with your counselor. More importantly, students will now have the ability to pre-select courses they are interested in taking through SIS. This new online option was tested in the middle schools last year, so rising sophomores will know what to do. Rising juniors and seniors will have their first go at this online pre-selection process this year. Detailed information with step-by-step instructions will be posted on the Academic Advising Google site. The third is the advising prep sheet that includes your 4-year academic plan. The information on these pages will help guide the conversation with your counselor, and it is a way for you to actively take part in the process of developing your own 4-year plan, which all students are expected to have entered in Naviance Student. What does an academic advising meeting look like? That is another great question. To help answer that, let's take a look at this example. Welcome, Natty. Are you ready for your academic advising meeting?
No.
So you don't have your course selection sheet?
I can check.
Do you happen to have any information that we gave you during English class?
Man, I don't know, bro.
Okay. What about your laptop? Do you have that with you?
Yeah, it should be somewhere. Here's a cord.
That's a good start. The 4-year plan?
No.
So we could talk about classes for next year and then what that'll look like for all 4 years of high school?
I have no idea what any of this is. I'm sorry.
Okay, Natty, we're going to have to do this a different time after you've done a little bit of prep work. Maybe we can try that again.
This is a
Hi, Natty.
ready for academic advising. I have my course selection sheet right here, and I got my laptop right here.
Okay, great. Let's put that to the side. Let me see your course selection sheet.
All right.
And you also have the student questionnaire?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. How about your 4-year planning sheet?
Yeah, I have that on my laptop on a document.
Awesome, great. And we're also going to look at that in Family Connection as well. So Natty, do you have any questions or concerns before we start talking about your classes for next year?
Yeah, I just have one. Do these classes that I applied for meet the requirements for the advanced diploma?
Well, I think they do. So we'll look at that along with all of the course requirements for the advanced diploma, and we'll check everything to make sure that everything's exactly
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much, Mr. Susan.
My pleasure, Natty. Just remember that if you have any second thoughts or you want to change anything, you can come back anytime.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, that second example is what all counselors will be expecting when you have your scheduled meeting through your English class. Please be prepared with your course selection sheet with 7 classes selected, plus alternate electives, your advising prep sheet with the 4-year plan, and any questions that you have regarding graduation requirements and plans for after high school. And also bring your laptop. So before we can move forward into academic advising, I must do a quick review of your diploma options. I would like to take a few moments now to highlight the differences between the standard and advanced diplomas for all graduating classes. Everyone should know that the standard diploma requires 22 credits for graduation. As you can see right here, everyone must take 4 English classes, along with 4 history classes, 3 science, 3 math, 2 years of PE, 2 fine art or CTE credits, economic and personal finance, and 3 other elective credits. The advanced diploma requires 26 credits for graduation. It's pretty much the same setup as the standard, but as you can see, there are 3 differences between the 2 diplomas. The first is a 4th science class, followed by a 4th math class. And the final difference is the requirement for at least 3 years of a world language. Along with passing all of your classes here at Chantilly, you can't forget about the SOL exams that are also required for graduation, determined by the diploma for all rising seniors and rising juniors. This screen lists all 11 high school classes that are designated for SOL tests at the end of the year. A passing score on 6 tests is required for the standard diploma. A passing score on 9 tests is required for the advanced diploma. New for rising sophomores is the total number of SOL exams required for all students, regardless of the diploma type. The class of 2022 must now pass 5 tests for graduation. So as we all look forward to the academic advising process, I must remind everyone again that you are required to select 7 classes for next year. Please use the new Google site to see your options by grade level. There is a plethora of information loaded on the site that will give insight to different elective class offerings, and you can find a complete listing of expectations for all AP and honors courses. Be prepared to ask your counselor questions when you meet with him or her between now and spring break, and don't be afraid to appropriately challenge yourself when selecting classes for next year. I also encourage you to make good use of your time during the upcoming course preview days. There will be 2. So you can visit classes you have genuine interest in taking in the future and listen to the teachers discuss what those classes are all about. The more informed you are before your academic advising meeting with your counselor, the easier the process will be. Thank you all for being so attentive as I explained the academic advising process to you today. I wish you the best as you meet with your counselors to pick classes for next year. Make good choices. Good luck.